Hey One Tree Hill fans, I'm back for my rewatch reaction of Episode 8, Season 1, The Search for Something More. Just got done listening to the podcast, another fabulous one, of course. Although I have to say something I'm kind of noticing kind of bums me out just a smidge. Knowing that Joy kind of looks so, I guess, almost clinically at the Nathan Haley relationship kind of bums me out. I've noticed that through things that they post, although I do love that they really do have a solid friendship for sure. This episode has always been kind of cringy for me for obvious reasons, of course, with the party and Peyton and the guy, the creepy, terrible guy. The ladies made a lot of really good points. Even watching that originally, I feel like that was never fully formed. That whole situation, it was very glossed over and very like, oh yeah, nothing happened, so we're good. But yes, always report it. I agree. So anyway, let's get into this episode and see what I think about it this time around. Brooke and Peyton waking up together. I love their friendship, so it's always so hard for me to know what's coming between them with the boy drama. I do love the moment when Nathan is just kind of like creeping up on Haley and Lucas, and they're both just looking at him like trepidation in their faces. And once again, I love how Haley just does not let Nathan off the hook. Yes, he was innocent in the whole he didn't know that there was a note thing, but it reinforces that she's not going to put up with his crap. And I do see a little bit of kind of a smirk on Lucas's face when she walks away from when Haley walks away from Nathan. Am I imagining that? Because I feel like I'm not. Okay, if there's any Vampire Diary fans here, like when they panned around the Karen's Cafe counter, and when you see Deb with her very short hair, I swear to God, for a minute there, I saw Caroline Forbes' mom, the sheriff. I know, totally not One Tree Hill related, but they were on the same network. Okay, how much did I space? I didn't even realize that Karen was pregnant. I guess I was just not paying attention. I don't know. But it does explain why she went off to Italy, which I fully always thought that was a little wonky. I do love seeing Nathan so visually upset with the whole Haley won't talk to him thing when Brooke comes to apologize. So I don't know. I always like that moment because it shows that how much he really does care. Oh my God, every Karen and Keith moment. So lovely. And I love when she's like, so it's a date? It's a date. She really is trying to needle that out of him. And I do agree with Hillary Burton saying how she didn't know if Karen was kind of messing with Keith, because I always kind of thought that too. But now that they're like kind of saying like, no, she deserved to hear him say it sober. And I'm like, of course, duh. Oh my God, who closes a cafe around 7? That is so small town. I kind of love it. And I have to say, Brooke was really showing some of her future growth when she's like, because when she asked Haley, what's your favorite idea of a perfect date? And she says, watching you get hit by a bus. So savage. And, Brooke's just like, that sense of humor. I do love how supportive Lucas is for his mom going to Italy. It's cute. The introduction of Gabe. It's like, even the first time watching this, you just know that something's going to happen, and it just, that feeling. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, is it just me, or are Brooke's boobs like really insane in this episode? Dear God. Nathan's adorable little cute faces and his eyes. It's like, it's no wonder Haley and Peyton and everyone just couldn't resist him. Like, when he is being adorable, he takes it to like the next freaking level. I do find it funny that Brooke like ends up with a guy in high school doing the same thing she is, pretending to be in college. But it's so hard with this episode because the contrast is so intense, because we get this adorableness with Haley and Nathan, and then we go to this horribleness, cringe with the whole ugh at the party. I will say that Brooke saving Peyton is so full circle for like later episodes when she, takes in the girl that she fosters basically and tries to adopt. I'm blanking on her name right now. Is it Alex? Oh my god, that moment with Karen and Keith, and he's like, we should just go for what we want. And she's like, for what? Buzz, hold that thought. Oh my god, I love it when Skills is like to Lucas, you got a cell phone? Too, man, things have changed. God, I remember when like having a cell phone was like, ooh, you fancy. Dan is forever so good at being a jerk, just being like, that must be a pity date, Nathan dating his tutor. But I do love Deb's comebacks, like when he says Nathan could do better, and Deb's like, yeah, that's what my parents said about you. This show does a very good job with the contrast of like cringe and awesome, because like I both like dislike and love this episode. I dislike it for everything that happens to Peyton, but I do love that Lucas like comes to the rescue. But I also love this episode because this is where Nayli starts to really take form. So it's just like this amazing contrast. It's like, yes, and they're like, no, and they're like, okay, yay again. I'm sorry, watching Lucas, you just beat that guy up. I can't say I hate that. I love that. I mean, I don't hate it, guys. It's beautiful. I'm a feminist, but damn, I still like that. It's like, be cool, beat the crap out of somebody, Okay, not somebody, but like people like that, because I love that Haley bought Nathan socks. And I love their gifts for each other because they're so sweet. Like, they both played it safe. Like, it just, I hate that Brooke is like, oh, what happened to Peyton? It's all my fault. It's like, no, it's that jackass's fault, okay? Let's be clear. Oh my god, when Nathan says it's different good, and he's like, no good. Like, he looks so much like a cute little boy. The sadness and shock in Keith's voice when Karen's like, I'm gonna leave. I'm thinking about leaving. Just like, oh. Oh my god. When Nathan and Brooke are having their moment, talking about everything. And I mean, you really see that he does care genuinely about both of them. But when Brooke says, so you don't have any brothers, do you? I mean, it's funny because like as soon as the words exit her mouth, she's like, wait a minute, no. Oh my god, you feel so bad for Brooke because you see like she wants what Lucas has with the relationship with his mom. She wants that. It's just so sad. Oh god, I completely forgot. I get so wrapped up in how lovely their dinner is going, Haley and Nathan, and then freaking Tim comes into it and is like, and then everything just goes to hell. It's like, oh my god, Nathan, you were there, man. You screwed up. You missed the shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what to say about the Peyton and Lucas moment after she wakes up. It's so quick, and but I mean, it's almost awkward. Like, but it's also heartfelt the same moment because she's just like, so just bewildered, and he's just being so awesome. It is amazing, again, how much foreshadowing of Brooke's character growth that we kind of see little snippets in the early episodes. Because I do like that, she's like, most people are wrong about me. Like, I like that whole little chat with her and Lucas when he's dropping her off. Karen and her, please tell me you were in the land of no phones. As excuses go, that's pretty solid. Oh my god, the whole Nathan and Haley conversation in front of her house. It's like, it's so good. I just can't. It's adorable. And, he's just like, I want to be good enough to be seen with you. Because seriously, I never really thought that he would. I mean, it amazes me that he was able to come back from that horrible, like, end of the dinner thing. And it's like, I mean, and then she's like, nothing you can say or do except that. And then she just kisses him, and it's like, yes! That is such a beautiful moment between Deb and Karen, because I do agree with all the ladies on the podcast. It's like this foreshadowing of what happens when, Brooke and Haley in the future kind of friendship that, unlikely friendship. And, Deb and Karen is so unlikely, but it's so good at the same time. And it's just like Deb is doing this massive thing for Karen, probably a little out of guilt, maybe, but like out of the friendship that they have so quickly come to, cultivate. So it's such a lovely moment. Oh my god, I always forget about that really kind of cosmic, what is it, being aware. Like, she's aware of having this meeting with Mouth, like, oh, what's your name? And then, oh, that was my nickname. And, summer camp. And he's like, oh, it's because I slept with my mouth open. Yeah. And it's just like, he is just so, like, smitten with her. And she's just being so cool and sweet. Again, lots of that, future growth that we see of the progression of her character in later episodes, which is so many snippets of it in this. And it's still adorable. Does anybody else just find it completely ironic that Dan, of all people, is going to tell Deb payback is an ugly emotion? Are you serious, bruh? Like, he's just so effing childish. Oh my god. But Deb is always quick with them comebacks. You get it, girl. Oh my god, does anybody else get the warm and fuzzies when you see Karen and Deb waving at each other? It's like, oh my god, when Nathan, like, blows off Tim and goes after Haley, that smile on her face, and he just brushes her hair, it's like, love it, love it. When Karen kisses Keith at the airport, it's such a moment. But I do agree, she literally just walks like 5 feet. She's like, bye. It's like, kind of stuck here now. I never really totally got that. It's like, oh my god, you're right. It is kind of awkward. When Lucas and Peyton, hug, and then Brooke comes up and, Peyton and Brooke are walking off and Lucas is watching them. It's so foreshadowing of the upcoming triangle. Okay, that's it for this episode. The next one will be 9 with arms outstretched. I'll see you next week.